Boom, boom. Okay, hopefully I laid in some music by now for the intro. If not, hello. Welcome to another hysterical episode of the Journal Show. Episode number 2. More nervous than the last one for some reason because people actually watched. And that's a whole can of worms in itself. I got some good feedback. Ooh, careful. Don't hit this. I got some good feedback and I got some bad feedback. But that's the nature of this, possibly. You gotta tell the truth if you can. Check the little goblin guy. That's my ex-girlfriend. Kinda. Fuck, that was savage what I just said. Mickey Mouse is retired. Here's my box of journals, if you can see that. We're gonna dig into another one. Since the last time I did this episode, I had my tournament. I think I said that in my last video, but I did my Jiu Jitsu tournament. Yay. I got gold, but I had to fucking... I signed up for this tournament and no one was in my weight class, so they jumped me up to another weight class. So I was with these big guys, but also they were white belts, which is like one less level than I am. And so I had just gotten my blue belt and I went to this tournament and it was like, all right, now prove that you deserve this blue belt. That's how I took it. It was like a challenge of a lose-lose situation to where if I lost to these white belts, then I was shitty at jiu-jitsu. But if I beat them, I don't really get the satisfaction of getting a gold medal that is worth what I want it to be. Either way, I got the gold medal and shit, maybe I can sell some t-shirts off of it because I have them. I'm gonna promote those soon. I'm also gonna promote a podcast soon. I haven't started filming it yet, but I don't have just one microphone. I have 2. And I have this camera, and the podcast is gonna be this camera, that, which would be the other person's microphone, you get it, and you. It's not about... I don't know, am I going to plug this right now? I'll plug it later. But this, that, and you'll see soon. And I'm sure if you follow me on Instagram, I'm going to be talking about it. So yeah, we're back here for episode number 2. And I think we're good to go. I've just been ranting. I have a lot of energy. It's the middle of the night. Just got text messages from people who were like, what the fuck, in that video. And then I also got like a bunch of good comments and some really nice words. So I'm kind of charged up to do this second one. I'm like excited to do the second one and keep this crazy train rolling, right? So let's find another journal in the random box of journals. Some books. Oh, this is the one that I took. This box is what I took on my trip. I promise that I don't love Hitler, but he wrote a book and like, I don't know, you gotta see the good with the bad, right? Let's do this one. I'm kind of nervous about this one because I know, okay, let me just show it. I think this is an important one. But this is probably the one I need to do next. In my mind, it makes sense. Okay, so I'm assuming, I'm just gonna open it. Alright, I always write quotes in the front pages, so let's see what quotes I thought were important. Oh, the Bible. One person with a belief is equal to the force of 100,000 who only have interests. JSM. I mean, at one point I knew who that was. Then I just wrote down Deuteronomy 32:4-6. So if you're interested, go look in the Bible and see what Deuteronomy 32:4-6 is. Interesting side note, when I was writing that, I guarantee it, I went through, I don't want to call it a phase. I grew up religious. Ooh, is this my first little rant? I grew up religious and Baptist, went to a private school till 5th grade. Just didn't work out for me. I remember my mom, my mom almost held me back because I wasn't like developed mentally enough So I wasn't really smart enough to be in the classes I was in, and I had too much energy, I guess, and I was always getting in trouble for stupid shit. Anyone who knew me when I was like a kid through high school knows how much of a shithead I was. But 'tis youth. Yeah, so I went through a phase of the Bible, I guess you could call it that, where I read the whole Old Testament. It took forever. I remember being very angry with it, maybe because of my lack of understanding. That's what I've been told by Christians. But yeah, I remember it being very repetitive, and I felt very angry that what seemed to be consistent through a lot of like sections of the, sections of the Old Testament was, I haven't looked at the camera yet. Hopefully this doesn't look like I'm just, oh well, fuck it. I'm looking at myself talking to myself. So yeah, there's that. I'm not really interested in finishing this story, so maybe we'll move on. I just don't like the Bible or religion. What it boils down to is, I don't see how you can believe through faith that there's shit out there that you haven't seen or felt. Arguably, other people say they feel it. I have never felt shit. Maybe because I'm not looking for it. Maybe because it doesn't exist. Religion angers me. And it's as simple as that. It's upsetting. I feel like it's a cop-out a lot of times. Also, fucking good for you for finding something that helps you get through your day. But also, not for me right now in my life. Maybe later on. I don't know. I'm open to the idea of there being something, but until then, I'm not going to live my life thinking there is. Because I would feel like I was pretending. If you watched the last episode, you know I don't like to pretend. It's just how it is. I like the truth. And for me, the truth isn't there now. Alright, we move on. The last thing I wrote in here is helping others, sharing their burdens. That's the way to become a better friend and a better person. That's from Pokemon. Professor Oak said that. Maybe in a video game. I think it was in the little Game Boy video games. That was my shit, dude. Fucking Game Boys. Alright. Yes! Okay, this is... Alright. I don't talk about my traveling a lot to people. I'll mention things here and there. I usually don't tell people I've traveled until, I don't know, I don't like having the conversation. It's such a sacred fucking thing to me. The fact that I have done some wild ass traveling at a very young age, very dangerous shit, sketchy shit happened to me, so I don't like to talk about it a lot because, I don't know, I'm afraid people won't understand or maybe won't think that it's as important as it is. And you all know I don't like rejection. So I think I'm just scared of telling people about myself. A lot of people say they don't know how to read me, or like they don't know what I'm thinking, or they don't know much about me. I think I had this girl who I worked with, I swear, I know she was like kidding, but for like the first month I worked with her, she was like, "You're not proving that you're not a serial killer to me." And that was like something I internalized. And I think people get this idea of me in their head based on my silence and what they've heard about me. So it's just an interesting like dynamic that I completely egg on or whatever, egg on. It's almost intentionally keeping people at a distance. It's like this thing where I intentionally like don't ever fix my hair or like give a shit about how I look really, because I've been told I'm attractive. So because I've been told I'm attractive, I'm like, fuck you, that's not what I'm gonna be if that's what you want me to be. Super stupid, rebellious. Really, I mean, I just am very like ODD. I just try to always be different. When people even tell me that I'm trying to be different, I'm like, fuck you, because you said it's not true. That's just how I am. We can dive into that, but shit, is this therapy? No. Actually, it is. Alright, for real though. I'm so excited. I don't look back at my travels. I haven't looked at this in so long. I'm scared of that person that I was. And I'm scared that, fuck. I'm scared that at my age, I won't have lived up to this kid who had a lot of motsy, or whatever that word is. I'm afraid that I'm not gonna live up to who I thought I was gonna be. Or I haven't at this point. Maybe I need this. I definitely need it. Contradict. Fuck. It's hard to, the first line, I'll tell you the first line. Do this with me. The first line is, I'm on the train to Paris. I can't even look straight at the page. I'm on the train to Paris is the first line. This is gonna be a struggle. Fuck! I'm on the train to Paris. So I went to Paris. I don't even identify with this person anymore. Fuck. I'm jumping around in my head. I'm all over the place. I'm a mess. I am a mess. For anyone out there who is just watching this and dude, this fucking chill out, guy. Anybody out there, I am a mess of a person, and I love that, and it's also hard to live like that. In case you were wondering how I feel about myself, I'm a fucking mess. And I'm gonna power through that. Fuck. A lot to think about. I'm on the train to Paris. I can't get the butterflies out of my stomach. In my mind, I'm making the very first start of my journey. I can finally say the words I have longed to say my whole life. I'm free. July 30th, 2011, 11:35 a.m. I forgot how young I was when I went to Europe. Take a second to look around at what your life has become. Look where you're at. Alright, apparently I'm talking to somebody, it may be myself, but I'm going to talk to you. See if you can do this with me. Take a second and look around at what your life has become. Look where you're at. Look at what you're doing. Observe yourself. This is a question. Wow, dude. Alright, just a quick side note. Fuck. Let me not cut myself off. I wrote next, are you happy? That's the real question. That was in 2011. That was me when I was 18. And I, at 28, was graffitiing park benches and parking spaces and walls, secretly, obviously, with a tag, are you happy? Which is wild to carry with you that long, right? I have the stencils in this fucking room. If you're a cop, please turn this off now. Are you happy? How did you get there? It's an interesting question. How'd you get where you're at? Now visualize what you want to do and where you want to be. Maybe I am asking myself to do all this. I love this. I love this fucking kid right here. Damn, I had some fucking spunk. Alright, this one's gonna just be this one's gonna be the exact shit I was just talking to you about. Maybe I haven't changed at all and I'm just lying to myself. It's hard to understand myself. I confuse the hell out of myself all the time. But when I have a thought, I act on it. No, you don't. I do what I want to do. Okay. What I really think will make me happy. Sure. Way deep down inside. I may not understand it when I figure out what it is, but I act on it. Quick side note about that. That is the way that I've lived for sure that's the way I've lived. Some of that shit sounds like someone who thinks they know what they want, obviously. I know I'm a little bit smarter now, so I know I don't know what I want. But I've always, I don't know, I've always acted on little things. I find opportunities and I take them, and I take the risk to do what happens. You know, this is at 18, a kid backpacking Europe by himself, you know? Didn't speak any of the languages, didn't know anybody, no parents. I did visit someone that used to live with me in high school. Maybe I'll jump into that because I'm sure I'm going to talk about it in the diary. Ooh, diary. This is my diary. Yeah, jump in and see what happens. It's like almost an ignorance to fear sometimes, especially when I was younger. I didn't know what was going to happen to me in Europe, but I didn't know to be afraid of what could happen. So, fuck, we're still here, right? Anyways, what I'm saying is, truly find out what it is you want. Obviously, I feel like this guy here thinks he's just like figured shit out. But this whole thing is a roller coaster. I know I'm gonna say that in a journal entry, but this whole thing is an up and down of like, I love myself, I hate myself. And I have a bucket list. You wanna hear an 18-year-old me's bucket list? How different is it than the one that I have now? I need a mic stand. Okay. Oh. This already is something that is going to be hard for me to get into, I can tell. Okay, I'm reading them ahead, sorry. Number 1 on my bucket list goals. Change the world with my words. I think I can still do that. Figure out my view of religion or science. That's a good bucket list goal. Look at myself in the mirror and immediately smile. It's beautiful. We'll say I'm not there yet. Learn piano. Did that. Fall in real love. I may be in the middle of that right now, but I'm not sure. I'll let you know after I get back from Havana, Unana. Number 6, visit every continent. I'm not there, but I've done a lot of shit. This is amazing. This bucket list is so, I love this. I've only done one of the things. Find any random place and see the beauty. Fuck yes. Deep. I joke, but that's so important. Learn everything there is to know. That's one that I like have internalized and kept with me, because I know that it's an impossible goal, and I love that it's an impossible goal, because when goals are possible, I find out that I can get there and then I get bored. But if it's impossible, then it is gonna drive me fucking nuts. It's just like this idea of getting to the depth of who I am, or having, I have an ex of mine said that I had an obsession with connection, and she's right, because there is no solving it. Connecting to human beings and being empathetic and loving with another person, it's never solved, and I obsess over those things. So learning everything there is to know. Good on you, mate. Figure out what it is I'm looking for, and because of it, die happy. My best friend, Shermy, Brandon, and I had a conversation. He came and visited me. Well, not me. So narcissistic. He came and visited his family, and I saw him for a few hours once while he was here. But the fact that he hit me up at all means the world to me, and he knows it. And we had a conversation about meaning, and it struck a nerve with me, because we both have decided that Let me go back just so I don't lose my spot. Figure out what it is I'm looking for. I think that we both, where we're at now, decided or just shared with each other that we're not looking for anything because it's all meaningless. And that does sound fucking super depressing or like morbid. But it's also kind of freeing and maybe a bit beautiful. And more true to the moment-to-moment experience that we have. I think living... my friend and I were just talking about this tonight, and another girl I worked with, just super vague, no names, I guess, but action, love, caring, understanding, perception. Living is an action, as in you are actively doing it. You can't take a back seat or else you're not doing it. If you're not actively trying to understand someone and the way that they're changing and understand yourself and the way that you're changing, you're going to lose yourself and you're going to lose that person. If you're not actively taking in your environment and how it's changing and how you're changing because of it, you're going to not understand your environment. I think it applies to everything. And I think that finding meaning, I'm thinking of this as we speak, finding meaning is probably an action, but also finding moments seem to bring meaning. Even though I know that I'm putting the meaning there, it means something to me to find a moment. And like this moment I'm having now is beautiful to me because I'm only here with this camera. I don't care what happens after I put this next video out. I don't care about the video I put out. I don't care about what I did earlier today. I don't care about anything except for this moment and what I'm trying to convey in my heart. And I think that's an action. And so I think dying happy isn't what it is really all about, as long as, because you're not, I just want to live in a villa in Italy and like look at the ocean in the afternoon. That's what I want. And I'll die happy doing that. Or Byron Bay, Australia, whichever one I go back to. Example. So this is an example that I don't know what that means. I did not like college. Oh, maybe this is hopping off of figuring out what I want. I did not like college, as many don't. I know deep down what I wanted, but I got lost in all the other bullshit for too long and almost forgot myself. One day I just snapped out of my rut and I said that from that day, it's my life and I can only make my dreams come true if I am true to myself. My emotions, my goals, my own happiness, I follow my heart. I dropped out of college even though people said I had to go on and make a living. A living, in quotations. I decided to travel with a backpack and my own thoughts as a map. Yet again, people called me crazy and told me I could never do that. Family, friends, strangers. Right now, I'm on a figurative and literal train. Oh, okay. Clever. The train of life and the train... Oh! The train of life and the ICE. Intercontinental Express, maybe? I forget. My journey has begun. I'm in Europe finding and creating myself, and I'm truly content with myself. Now whoever's reading this, the hindsight. Whoever's reading this, what are you doing? What do you want with your life? Is it important enough for you to be happy and make a decision to live instead of slowly die? Think about it. Follow your heart. On that note, for real, I don't know. Maybe one person will watch this and realize that they're taking a back seat to their own life. I'm no judge of that. I'm no one to call someone out and say that they're doing that, but I know that I can tend to do that if I'm not actively listening to what's in here, what's inside this beautiful paid in full t-shirt. I don't know. Do it or don't, but maybe you should take a look and ask yourself some questions. I know it always helps me. Hello if you're watching this, and if you are, then I know that you are. I'm gonna do my best to talk into the camera for this last part because I noticed, okay, I'm rewatching the footage that I just did for this episode and I realized two things, and you might have realized it too. Part one, my recorder was not on. So all of the sound actually is just the microphone of this camera. Sadly, it's not gonna be, it wasn't as crisp of a sound as the last video was. I loved the crispy sound of the last video. It's fine. I'm just gonna rock with it. And I just decided there's a lot to get through on this Europe trip. I went through a lot. There's so much. I know the process of what I went through, and there's so much more to get to. So I was running the risk of it being like an hour-long video, and so I decided to try to break it up into smaller parts. So this is part one, I guess, that you're watching now. I've already filmed part two, but I might refilm it. We'll see. And I know there's gonna be probably another part. So if you're enjoying this, I just wanted to do this little intro. I know it's outro, but whatever. I'm gonna do this little outro with this. I guess I'm gonna keep the same quality mic. I don't feel like turning this thing on. I'm kind of frustrated with myself, but this is a learning process. You're watching me struggle in the beginning. Once again, thank you if you made it this far. I know I'm gonna be playing music right now. So like and subscribe, thank you. You know, follow me on Instagram, TikTok, LarryBear1, Lawrence Blake Hannon 1. And like I said, man, just fucking, in this last video, I think I ended it with some like heartfelt shit. Hell yeah. But also, yeah, if you're liking this, tell me. If you're not liking it, tell me. I'm still gonna do what I wanna do, but I just appreciate this time of my life. That's all. I appreciate this time of my life. I'm just excited to talk to this camera and know someone's gonna see it. So, with that, outro. Peace.